But the hidden wounds. Hidden wounds are kind of the deep memories or the deep thoughts of our lives when we still feel hurt and can recollect things that are part of our past. And when we think about those things, there's a lot of pain through life.
Yes.
And some of you have those memories of ridicule, of criticism, maybe even of hatred and prejudice. But we live in a society today that is just filled with hatred and prejudice and criticism. And maybe some of you have been torn down by physical abuse or mental abuse or sexual abuse or emotional abuse. You know, I've been a pastor since the 1980s, beginning of 1980s, and I've been a mental health counselor for about 14 years. And you know, I've talked to a lot of people, and I've learned two things that are true in life. One is that everybody has a hidden wound.
That's right.
Everybody has a hidden wound. An emotional scar from someone in your past that has hurt you in some serious way. The other thing I've learned is that that emotional scar takes longer to heal than the physical ones. You know, Pastor Kurt probably in another 3 or 4 months is going to be back on the golf course. Well, maybe a little longer than 3 or 4 months. And most of us know from, you know, having surgeries or bones that are broken that, you know, over 6 weeks, 8 weeks, you know, they mend and they heal. And we move on. You know, as we get a little older, we might have some of that arthritis that sets in some of those areas. But the pain of those broken bones heals, and we don't feel that pain. Emotional pain isn't like that. And many have experienced emotional pain from childhood, and it still is something that they need to address later on in life. The good news is this: Jesus Christ wants to heal your hidden wounds as much as he wants to heal your physical wounds. And in Exodus chapter 15, God cries out and says, I am the God who healeth thee. I am Jehovah Rapha. And that's what we want to see this morning, is an opportunity for God to bring healing in our lives. The church needs healing. The church needs healing in a way in which we can go out into the world and into the community and be able to have a message of hope. And be able to live, as Peter says, an example that we're following Jesus' steps. The Bible tells us in Psalm 147, God heals the brokenhearted and bandages their wounds. So today I just want to walk through some steps that I feel are important for us to be able to understand God's healing process and be able to understand how God might heal our emotions. You know, one of the things that I found is important when, you know, I talk to someone in my office is that the beginning of their healing process is really when they face their feelings. And the same is true in Scripture when, you know, the psalmist writes, David writes in Psalm 39, you know, I kept very quiet, but I became even more upset. I became very angry inside. And as I thought about it, my anger burned. You ever felt that? You just kind of try and stuff it in, hold it in, but all it does is just kind of make your insides burn. Sometimes it affects us, you know, so much physically, even that, you know, we get this pain in our chest. That pain doesn't go away, but can continues to kind of be, as Scripture says, like a hot summer sweltering day. You just can't get away from that heat. Psalm 32 says, when I kept things to myself, I felt deep weakness inside me, and I moaned all day long. A lot of people just try to forget their hurts. And a lot of times I hear people say, I just put it out of my sight and out of my mind and try to just forget it. Other people just try to run away from it. I just keep busy. As long as I'm busy and I just keep going, I don't have time to think. Or from other people's perspective, they just kind of ignore it. They just put it off in that category in their mind and